Hey, what's up everyone? Pastor JAMZ here back with another review, and today we got the latest album by Cigarettes After Sex, X's. Hopefully y'all enjoying this new camera and a little bit of a noir look, black and white that if you know the theme and atmosphere and tone of the band, it's quite fitting. I even got the merch, the whole hand thing, and I even have a tattoo of them. I think it's pretty fitting, and I really liked it. I've had it for over a year now. Anyways, if you cannot tell, I'm a huge fan of Cigarettes After Sex. The band is amazing. Since 2017, I have been a fan, even though they've been releasing music since 2012 and had actually formed in 2008. Who exactly are they? Comprised originally of four members, but now three since 2018 or early 2019, around there or so. Lead singer and creator Greg Gonzalez, 41-year-old from El Paso, Texas, and Randall Miller, who is the bassist, and also can't forget the drummer Jacob Tomsky. Really great chemistry between all three of these guys, and just how simplistic their music can be, yet it is so effective. That is something that I want to emphasize, and I can't stress enough that if it works, go with it, roll with it. People like it. Not everything has to be so complicated. Is it amazing? Sure. Is it talented? Sure. But something simple, sweet, and to the point. If it works, it works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If and I do I'll get more into detail later on in this review, but I just have to say that they do take the initiative of being creative and want to explore and expand more, but I'll get to that later. X's is their latest full-length studio album, their third album that just released this past Friday, July 12th, 2024. 10 tracks and 37 minutes. Uh, they had originally created two albums when they first formed back in 2008. One for sure I know off the top of my head is called Romans. I don't know what the other one is called. It's slipping my mind. I have not heard them fully, but I have heard tracks from both albums before. However, they did not get an official release, but you can still find them you can still find them on YouTube and SoundCloud. Their first official release was an EP called released back in 2012, and their first full length album, self titled, released in 2017. Cry, their second full length album, released in 2019. And now here we are in 2024. I'm so excited. I saw them back in last October, and I'm going to be seeing them again in September. And I'm just so stoked. The first podcast episode that I did with Anthony, it was about them and the top 10 songs of our personal opinion and stuff like that. Anyways, jumping into this new album, I was beyond excited. I was not necessarily nervous. The lead up tracks, Tejano Blue, Dark Vacay, and Baby Blue Movie, were amazing, and Tejano Blue even made it to the top three in my personal list when I did the podcast episode. Just so amazing how they do take the initiative of expanding their sound a little bit. If you don't know Cigarettes After Sex, which, I mean, come on, they're one of the biggest bands in the world, and however, they are kind of, there's like this meme around them, a little bit of a stigma of sorts, that they're actually one of the worst bands ever. Kind of like a Nickelback type stigma and meme that surrounds them. But I don't really understand the appeal. I mean, duh, coming from me, who I'm a huge fan. But I genuinely don't understand. Their sound is very ambient, very beautiful, moving, emotional. Greg Gonzalez, writer, the way that he writes is just so poetic, and it's just so it touches a lot of things and human emotions on a level that it doesn't have to be some extravagant, like so complex project that you gotta like open your mind up and you know expand yourself, be a free thinker type thing. No, it. Yeah, there are like little tidbits here and there where he'll try something metaphorically or poetically, stuff like that. And it does work. His writing style and his talent as a writer is just amazing. And I'll get to that more later. But I do have to say that they do take this approach of wanting to be more creative, wanting to expand their sound, and they do. I want to say half of this album is back to their original sound, back since 2012 and 2017, where they released those projects, and the other half of the tracks is their more experimental sound, which is more of a summer vibe. Uh, Given that it is released in July, it's quite understandable. But however, it's not something that's straight out of left field that you as a listener or a diehard fan are gonna be like, it's not really my thing. Which I have seen that not a lot of people enjoy when they kind of get to that point or explore with that sound. But I enjoy both sides, and it's amazing how the band and their chemistry, like I said, can be so well put together. And with these more summer vacation like vibe tracks, there you'll have these riffs, this guitar riffs. They're more electric. However, they're not so like hard on the ear. If anything, they're still easy. They're just a little bit moving. They just keep things moving at a little bit more of a much higher pace than their usual stuff. But it's not like you're, running at full speed, not at all. Tracks like Silver Sable, like raindrops and like very like a shimmering lake at night, and it's so beautiful, very moving. And then you even have Dark Vacay, which was a lead up single, and Baby Blue Movie, which was also another lead up single. However, Baby Blue Movie is very bold, and Greg takes this approach of being very confident, very, with his chest out and stuff like that. However, not being egotistical at all. It's just amazing how he can portray his himself like that when he hasn't really portrayed himself that in that light before in his work. And the track Hot, which I admire as well, more of an ambient track. However, it kind of jabs at the critics who kind of might think that his stuff is more lewd in this project, which it is. However, I think it's a good thing because, duh, look at their name. I know I have had problems before with more lewd projects and very explicit, offensive lyrics, which I mean, I hate to be a stickler about it. It's just certain things here and there it's just, there's a time and a place for everything. If you are looking for that, there's something for you. However, if you have an artist who isn't really like that, it doesn't roll with me. And this is just my opinion. However, with Cigarettes After Sex, duh, you do have little tidbits here and there throughout Greg's discography and his writing of him being very, how can I say, charismatic with his girlfriend or with women in general that he has come across in relationships. He can be a little bold. He can be a little careless. He can, kind of shoot his shot, if you will, and kind of do the extreme, like whoa, like did he really just say that to me in public? Like, and then the girl starts blushing, and then it's just interesting to see him bring those topics to light and how confident and he is with talking about those themes and topics, which is very powerful in my opinion. Another thing he talks about are his, his steady relationship, and how there are some falters, past relationships even that have gone downhill. Dreams from Bunker Hill is a very powerful and emotional song where he is asking this girl, like, stay, do you want to be mine forever, my only one? They were going to move in together, essentially into their own place, and now that is no longer the case. But he asks these questions. However, it seems in the track he already knows the answer to them, and she is long gone. Speaking of long gone, track number 4, Hideaway, gets me all the time. That is my jam right now. You know, you can only keep this person as a memory. They're no longer there. You are stuck on that beach, and you see them on their own boat riding off into the sunset, and they're going to be exploring and living their life, sailing all across all the oceans. And as much as you want to be with that person, and I'm not trying to go there, but you just it's something that you have to accept. And it's amazing how Greg can convey that in his art and his work. You even uh you even have more of like Greg kind of showcasing his failures, not failures, but his faults as well. Like the last track, Ambien Slide, where he admits that he has done wrong to others, his partners in relationships, and seeing the way that they kind of destroy themselves with drugs and alcohol. It kills him inside as well, and obviously he has regrets. And tracks like Tejano Blue, and also like I said, the track Hot, or even X's, the first also the self-titled track. He kind of portrays this. He brings to light that he enjoys certain things, and with like his partner, that you won't enjoy with anyone else, that he won't enjoy with anyone else, because he's with that person. And even if he gets with another person, that may never be the same, because everyone's different. Maybe you don't like what this person likes, maybe you yourself don't like what they likes in certain things. It's just a two-way street when it comes to a relationship, and he explains that very very poetically and amazing. And it's just awesome how he talks about these things that aren't usually talked about, especially when he himself is vulnerable. He wants to be dominated sometimes by a woman, and he just feels comfort in that, or he just wants to be comforted in general. He's a man, he has emotions, he has feelings. It's not like some big macho dude like, oh yeah, I can handle anything and not talk about emotions and stuff like that. No, he talks about these subjects, which I think need to be talked about more in the industry and in general, honestly. Anyways, I think that this album is amazing from start to finish. If I really had to say something to critique it, I do have to say Dark Vacay is probably the track, if I really had to choose. Um, Probably the most least inspired, more of like a trying to go for a radio hit and stuff like that. And it just was a track that if I really had to choose, it's that one, where I would say it's just good. Like, it's borderline good. All the other tracks on this thing are to the T, amazing and immaculate. Anyways, I'm slapping the score in. I'm giving X's, the latest album by Cigarettes After Sex, a 9 out of 10. Go check this album out. I know I'm going on 13 minutes here, but wow, there was a lot to take in. I have had this thing on repeat ever since Friday, and I'm going to continue having this thing on repeat. Link in the description below if you want to go check it out. 9 out of 10 X's, Cigarettes After Sex. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Hopefully you're looking forward to the next video. Pass the Jam is